What's up? This is Osirez, and I'm going to bring to you a competitive build to the console, the next gen consoles, Xbox and PlayStation 4. If you're not interested in the Xbox and PlayStation 4, this is for you. If you need a budget PC gaming build, this is for you. Or if you just want to complement your Xbox and PlayStation 4, this is for you. This is going to be a system that's going to cost around the same as the Xbox or PlayStation 4. Because everybody ain't made of money, and some people think that PC gaming can be expensive. I'm going to tell you that it is cheaper than console gaming. Consoles have fixed prices on their games, which is $60 plus tax, and that is no good. Just check out Steam if you don't believe me. Check out the Humble Bundle if you don't believe me. Check out GOG.com if you don't believe me. There's just so many websites where you can get games cheap, not to mention the free-to-play games, the indie games. Now is the best time, better than ever, to get into PC gaming because the hardware is super cheap. The requirements for games are super modest and compared to the hardware that you can buy at a good price. But anyhow, let's get right into this. This is a $498.10 bill. This is flexible price. Matter of fact, you can get this price even lower if you do your research, do your homework, shop around, recycle old parts from old computers, like the hard drives, the RAM, maybe if it's compatible, optical drive if you need one. You can bring this price down to $400 to the $450 range very quickly, very easily. So let's start this real quick with the components. For the CPU, you have the AMD FX-6300, great processor. It's only $109. It's 64-bit AM3 plus socket, 3.5 gigahertz clock speed, 6 cores. If I didn't already say that already, it's just a great processor. There's nothing much to say about it. Just a great processor for the price. To the motherboard, which is the base of your system, you got the MSI 970A G46. This is an awesome manufacturer. They make great products. They back them up. But anyways, this board is a ATX form factor, which gives you plenty of slots to add more things onto. Maybe like a sound card, extra video card. Does support SLI and Crossfire. Does not have onboard video because the AMD FX series does not support onboard video. It does support DDR3 800, 1066, 1333, 1600, 1866, and 2133. I highly recommend that you get the 1600 clock speed memory. It's the best bang for your buck. But we'll get to the memory in just a second. This is has the AMD 970 chipset. Very good board for your budget build. Here you can see the connections. It has, as you can see, your Ethernet, your sound ports, 6 sound ports for surround sound, got your mic in and all that. Looks like it has the USB 3.0. It's got a total of, looks like 6, might be wrong, 6 USB connectors. Anyhow, you see a COM port there, you see a PS2 mice and keyboard port, and then it has an optical port. So if you want to replace your console or use this in the place of your console, you can hook this up to your big screen, flat screen TV, hook it up to your home theater system, your sound system with their megawatts, and go ahead and use an optical port. And you see it has a very good black PCB board with a black and blue color scheme going on. In case you get a case with a window, this definitely look nice in it. And that's about it. It's $69.99 at Micro Center. Great price, great board. For your memory, you got the Crucial Ballistic Sports Series. Two sticks of 4 gigs each, totaling 8 gigs. Cast latency of 9, voltage of 1.5 volts. Heat spreader is built onto it. And you will not need more than 8 gigs. For definitely not. You could probably even get away with 4 gigs on a budget build, but might as well do 8. That way you can open as many windows as possible, do as much stuff as possible, multitask a little bit better, and definitely have room for growth in the future when it comes to gaming. For your storage space, I see a lot of people putting 500 gigs onto their budget builds, but I think that for money that you save on the 500 gigs in comparison to the 1 terabyte, it's just not worth it. Just go ahead and get the 1 terabyte. You can put all your games that you have in your Steam library in there just about. If you have 50 or less, easily put just about every one of them on there. Store video when you're doing video capturing and all that good stuff. Has 64 megabits of cache or 7200 RPM drive speed, which is standard. And this is Seagate, and I believe this is the Barracuda series, which I personally have a 3 terabyte version of one of these, and it's an awesome drive. It hasn't failed me. Has done exactly what it's supposed to do. It's only $59.94 at Amazon. Once again, under $60 for a component. Great price. Plenty of room for your stuff. For your video card, which is the most important thing in a gaming machine, you have the MSI. Once again, like I said, this is an awesome manufacturer, and they support their stuff, and you do not hear a lot of complaints about them. But this is the R7850 AMD Twin Frozer 2 gig overclocked edition. This is already overclocked from the factory. It has 2 gigs of GDDR5, excuse me, with a 900 megahertz clock speed and an aftermarket fan shroud and fans. And it does do crossfire. And it has two mini display ports, 1 HDMI port and 1 DVI port. You can do multi-monitors easily on this. This will easily support that. And if you look here, you can see the fan and the fan shroud. This thing keep your car nice, cool, and quiet. MSI is definitely one of the best video card manufacturers out there. Highly recommend them. The price is very competitive. Matter of fact, I think this was the lowest price $78.50 there was, and this is definitely a card worth getting. It's only $139.99 at Tiger Direct. That's a steal. That's under $150 for a card that'll play all games at 1080p, and it'll play them at a very respectable frame rate. Definitely keep you above 30 frames per second. You can play on high to ultra. You can probably play on ultra on all games if you turn down your anti-aliasing. So let's go to the case. The case is a very personal thing. The case is something that you have to look at and something that you have to care about. So that's a personal choice. So I chose a very understated, normal looking black box case from NZXT. And NZXT, because they make great cases that have great features for their price points, and they have great build quality. This is an ATX mid-tower case. It's black with like a grayish front finish. It has plenty of space for fans, 3 external 5 1/4 bays, 8 internal 3.5 inch bays, which is more than enough space for anything you could throw at it especially at this price point. It will support a micro ATX board if you like that, and it has the bottom mounted power supply, and it does have the cutout for the in the motherboard area for adding aftermarket cooler and all that, such as the Cooler Master Hyper 212 or the Corsair H50, H80, or H100. You just can't beat this for under $30. There's no way you could beat this. So for your power supply, this is definitely something that you don't want to skimp on. You want to go for something that's certified as 80 plus bronze at the minimum. Silver, gold, and platinum are also recommended, but for this price, for this budget build, we're definitely going to go with 80 plus bronze from a respectable company. Don't get no off-brand stuff here. This is a low wattage system, so 500 will be plenty enough. This will also, I gave you enough headroom to add extra cards and USB devices and all that good stuff. Fans. So as you can see here, it is an EVGA 500 watt bronze certified power supply. It has plenty of connectors. You can see you have the connectors for your PCI Express, because your video card will need that extra connector. Plenty of connectors for your SATA drives and any other type of drives you may have in there. And you can see the the motherboard connector. This is the rear, and this is the side, stating that it is 80 plus bronze. And here you can see it all bundled up. The case does have some wire management features. Probably not great ones, but what do you expect at this price? As you can see, you do have a bundle of cords, so try to get them in the back of the case as best as you can. That way you'll have plenty of room for airflow and keeping your overall system cool, which will make it run better. On to the last part, which is a very optional part, is the CD drive or the optical drive. This is a Asus DVD CD writer. It will write DVDs and CDs and play DVDs and CDs. I say this is optional because I don't use mine. I haven't used mine in a long time. Do remember that you can install Windows 7 from a thumb drive and Windows 8 from a thumb drive very easily. I highly recommend a program called UNetBootin. That's UNetBootin, UNetBootin, and it'll throw Windows 7 or Windows 8 ISOs right on the drive with no fuss and no hassle, and you'll never need this optical drive, especially if you never listen to CDs or burn CDs, which I never do. This will also, if you don't get this will also knock off about 20 bucks, bringing your overall price down even lower. So those are all the components. Like I said, you can remove stuff like the optical drive, salvage an old hard drive, maybe an old power supply that you have. Like I said, make sure that it is a decent amount of wattage and is hopefully bronze certified. You can knock this price down to 400 bucks easily if you do some smart things. Better yet, if you have an old computer sitting around, well, not an old computer, a recent computer, maybe like 2 or 3 years old, just buy the video card. I did a 40 buck upgrade and maybe some memory upgrade, and you'll have a decent video game system. If you have any questions, comments, or whatever you may like to know about it, I try to get to as many comments as possible, especially if they're questions. Put priority to the questions. Leave them down below and I'll get right back to them. Thanks for watching. Talk to y'all later.